All right, today we are diving into one of the biggest cosmic mysteries to come along in a long, long time. We're talking about an interstellar object named 3I/Atlas, and honestly, it has scientists completely stumped. This story, you'll see, it really challenges just about everything we thought we knew.
I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. What if something just drifted into our solar system from that deep, dark void between the stars, and when it got here, it just refused to play by the basic rules of physics?
Well, because in 2025, that's pretty much what happened. Astronomers spotted it, the third interstellar object we've ever found, and named it 3I/Atlas. At first, it just looked like another icy wanderer. But it became very clear, very fast, that this was the beginning of a massive cosmic detective story.
And the very first clue, the first piece of the puzzle that made everyone say, wait a minute, that's not right, came from its tail.
Okay, so quick Comet 101 for you. The sun is constantly blasting out this stream of particles and energy, right? We call it the solar wind. And that wind literally pushes a comet's tail of gas and dust directly away from the sun. It's like rule number 1 in the astrophysics playbook.
But 3I/Atlas? Yeah, it didn't follow the rules. As one observer put it, in complete shock, the object acted like it was actively defying the sun. It was creating this plume of gas that should have been totally impossible. So let's just put this side by side to see how weird this really is. A normal comet tail gets pushed away from the sun. Predictable. Simple. But 3I/Atlas was shooting a bright, narrow plume of material straight into the solar wind, pointing right at the sun. And it wasn't sputtering or chaotic, it was just stable. One scientist even said it was like watching smoke rise downward. It just shouldn't be possible.
And the weirdness? Oh, it did not stop there. Let's get to the next piece of evidence, because what happened after it flew past the sun is maybe even stranger.
So the timeline here is everything. When it first showed up, it looked like a comet is supposed to, a solid nucleus wrapped in a fuzzy cloud of gas called a coma. Then, on October 29th, it hit perihelion, its closest, most brutal encounter with the sun's heat. Scientists expected it to come out the other side all battered and messy. They could not have been more wrong.
Instead of getting blasted apart, 3I/Atlas came out of that solar flyby transformed. It had become a perfect, polished, glowing green sphere. It was smooth, uniform, almost eerily flawless. And get this, it was amateur astronomers who first saw it, flooding the forums with pictures of this impossible orb.
But what's really key here is what was missing. A comet that just got fried by the sun should be a chaotic mess. But there were no jets of gas, no dust clouds, no little fragments breaking off, nothing. Just this silent, perfect sphere, almost as if the sun's intense heat had somehow refined it instead of destroying it.
So at this point, its behavior is baffling, its appearance is baffling, so scientists did the next logical thing. They pointed the James Webb Space Telescope at it to figure out what in the world it was made of. And you guessed it, the mystery only got deeper.
The chemical data that came back was just shocking. That plume of gas, it was 95% carbon dioxide. Now, for perspective, most comets in our neighborhood are mostly made of water ice. This chemical signature is just completely alien. It's unlike anything we have ever seen, which suggests this thing was born in a cosmic environment totally different from our own.
And in that bizarre chemical mix, there was another ingredient that was very, very conspicuously missing.
And this right here illustrates the paradox perfectly. The telescopes detected glowing nickel vapor in the gas surrounding the object. Okay, fine. But its cosmic twin, iron, was nowhere to be found. See, in the universe, nickel and iron are basically inseparable. They're forged together in stars, they vaporize at almost the same temperature. Wherever you find one, you always find the other. Except, apparently here.
So how do you get nickel without iron? Well, there's one theory, and it is deeply unsettling. It involves a strange compound called nickel carbonyl. It's this super delicate, fragile molecule that would be incredibly hard to form naturally and then keep stable out in space. And on Earth, we use it for industrial processes, for purifying metals. It's a synthetic, engineered molecule.
Okay, so let's pull all these threads together. Let's look at the entire case file. Because when you do, 3I/Atlas stops looking like a comet at all and starts looking like one giant cosmic question mark. I mean, the list of just plain weirdness is staggering. It has a plume that defies physics, it morphs into a perfect sphere, its chemistry is completely wrong. Oh, and it also accelerates in these strange, unexplained jolts, just like our first interstellar visitor, Oumuamua. And on top of all of that, its orbit is a 1 in 20,000 coincidence, and it just so happens to have come from the same little patch of sky as the famous unexplained WOW signal from back in 1977.
And the scale of this visitor is it's mind-bending. It is screaming through our solar system at over 151,000 miles per hour.
And in terms of size, it's estimated to be up to 1 million times more massive than Oumuamua was. This is not some little space rock, this is a titan.
But there is one last incredible twist to this story. Weeks before any human astronomer had any clue how strange 3I Atlas was, a machine had already flagged it as an anomaly. The AI system on the James Webb Telescope saw a pattern of brightness, what they call a light curve, that it described as being too clean. This pattern suggested the object had flat, reflective surfaces, which is not what you see from a tumbling, jagged, natural rock. The AI found this so bizarre that it actually overrode its own programming to demand that a human take a look. The machine sensed something was unnatural before we did.
So you review all the evidence, the impossible physics, the perfect transformation, the bizarre chemistry, even the AI's early warning, and the verdict on 3I Atlas is actually pretty simple. This is a profoundly, and I mean profoundly, unsolved case.
And it leaves us with this one fundamental question. Are we just looking at a new type of comet from a corner of the galaxy that has different rules? Is it some kind of ancient technological relic that's been drifting for eons? Or is it something else entirely? Something we don't even have the words to describe yet? Whatever it is, 3I/Atlas has reminded us all that the universe is far, far stranger than we have ever imagined.